Hey everybody, another fabulous edition of Bird Brain 66 with Danny Keegan, my good buddy Brian Brett's there on my left or right. What's up, Brian?
It is all good. Andy, how are you today?
Doing well. Today we are looking at the 2004 and 2005 Topps Archive set, or I'm sorry, scratch that. It could be Topps fan favorite. I'm not sure what they are because it went through a significant number of name changes over the years, but it's actually the Topps all-time fan favorites. We have 150 in one set and 142 in the other sets. And Topps actually did a pretty good job with these sets. I wish they would, another thing I wish they would continued in this format, actually picking fan favorites instead of just picking current players. We get enough current player cards as it is. I like it when they mix it up and have some folks that are, local hometown heroes and favorites and not necessarily, Hall of Famers and superstars all the time. Over to you, Brian.
So I love the concept. I wish they would have continued it the way that they originally started it. So here's the thing. So if you were introducing, your girls when they were a little bit younger to card collecting, this is a great set for you to go and say, here's some of my favorites. One being, hey, here's somebody who closed out the 1982 World Series. This is Bruce Sutter from the 1984 set. So the idea of it being fan favorites, I really do, looking back at the guys over the 2 years that we selected here from '04 and '05, there really are players that the fans generally loved. Oh my God. I mean, that guy, Willie McGee, outside of maybe Stan Albert and Yachty, um,
Yeah,
I mean, seriously, the love for Willie McGee is just incredible in among St. Louis Cardinal fans. Love that card.
I'm gonna show you the back of
But that,
that because there's I expect obviously the disclaimer at the bottom that it's a, basically a reprint card.
yep,
But yeah, all the stats and everything are still there for Mr. McGee, and it's got the gold stamp up there in the corner as well. But
so
great,
yeah,
great card.
it is the look and feel of the card, whatever they selected, from 61, 62, 83, 84, whatever years. But wouldn't you agree though? I mean, wouldn't you say that when you look at the '04 and the '05 set just collectively real quickly, I mean, aren't the vast majority of these guys players that you really loved, watching, or at least like with Stan Musial, neither one of us got to see him play in person, but he is definitely a fan favorite.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stick on that theme since you mentioned the '82 World Series. There you go. And
Yep.
you don't necessarily get the same, you get the same card picture that you had in like seven, whatever particular year it was. That's another cool thing about this set. But they do a
Yep.
good job because they replicate the reverse of the card as well, of what they look like back in the day, where 78, 85, whatever happens to be.
Yep. Love Keith Hernandez. And this guy doesn't get enough love.
Yep.
Mr. Kowski, same thing, 75 look and feel with, like you said, disclaimer on the bottom, stamp, but it is the same look and feel. Another very, I mean, big time fan favorite with his, way that he would get himself psyched up to come in and pitch, stand behind the mound, talk, get angry, whatever it did to get him to concentrate. Who else you have?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put Andujar up there because I want to stay in that theme. And something I get, I never really looked at the back of this particular card, but I want you to look at the back of this particular card, what it says at the bottom of the card when I flip it over, Brian, and see if you ever
Okay.
notice this.
I'm grabbing mine.
What's it say?
Oh no. Nice air.
He did not win the
No.
last
Wow.
game of the 81 World Series because the Cardinals were not in the 81 World Series, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we all know that as Cardinal fans.
That is, no, I've never caught that before. Interesting.
Yeah,
Is it even? I'll have to go back and look and see if it's listed as an error card. I bet it's not.
probably not. Probably nobody has noticed that, but I thought
So
that was particularly interesting.
here's the question though. Is it like that on the, I guess it has to be on the original because they didn't do anything to this set to modify it, right? So,
You talking about on his 82 card?
correct.
Now, do you see now you're going to make us go back and take a look at the 82 card, see what it says on the back of it.
Right. That is a great, I mean, excellent catch. Notice that. All right, who do you have next?
Well, one of my go back to my dad, one of his all-time favorites. There he is, Baby Bull, Cha-Cha, Orlando Cepeda. Cool, very cool card, very nice picture.
I'll show the back while you have the front up there. Yeah, just a great. I love that look and feel of his cards. He's another guy when we talk about definitely was a fan favorite in his short tenure here. Was an important cog, to those 67 and 68 World Series teams. Wish he would get a little bit more love on cards as well. But then again, we're doing the fan favorites, and he obviously definitely was a fan favorite.
I got the franchise. There he is. The original franchise. Maybe
Yep.
many people don't know that was his nickname. But there he is, Mr. Lou Brock. Again, love the back. And of course it's a 75 design too, which that's probably one of the all-time favorites out of the 70s for most people. Some
Yep.
people hate it, which I find interesting, but not really sure why.
I think it's just the two different colors competing on the card. I just think it's an interesting change from everything that they had done up to that point, with the exception of 72. I like it a lot. If I'm not mistaken, isn't that though a different photo of Brock? I don't think
It
that's
is.
the.
Yep.
So
That's
that's
what I
what.
like. That's what I really like about it.
Yeah.
It did something a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna show who you got next? The
Secret
secret weapon.
weapon. There he is. Jose Oquendo still with the Cardinals after all these years. Unfortunately, never get opportunity to manage the Cardinals, which I think is a little bit sad. I think he probably deserved a shot somewhere along the lines. Or maybe he never wanted to do it. Who knows? But there he is. Secret weapon. I think we have a secret weapon today with the Cardinals. I think it's Brendan Donovan. Obviously, he's not played all positions for the Cardinals, but kind of fulfills that role. There you go. Hoot.
Yep.
Another great.
19.
It just said they did such an excellent job since you showed that one.
Yep.
Go back to the 1960 design. There you are.
It's one of my all-time favorite looks for him. It's one of the few that I think that I've seen. There's about two or three others, but where he doesn't look focused like he's ready to throw a ball at your head. He actually looks like he's relaxed, and they caught him on a good day. He must have won the day before.
Mr. Brock. There he is once again.
Love that.
The 65 design. What you got there? There you go. An interesting card.
Yes. Listed as, remember, a fan favorite.
Yes, indeed.
I won't go down into any rabbit holes. This is a family show, so we'll leave that one alone. Ah, there you go. Nice one. Stan.
There it is. Almost all of it on there, obviously. But yeah, great sets they put together here. But here's the cool thing. Same design, just a different year of the fan favorites. So that's a cool thing. They put different photos. Actually, they use different photos. Wish they would have used a different year design, but that's okay. I'm glad they didn't repeat the photo like they sometimes do with tops. That happens on occasion.
Correct. Love it.
And last but not least, I think that is the last one of the two sets.
Well, there is one more, but I'm refusing to show it.
Well, come on now. I'm going to show it. I'll go ahead and show it. To love him or hate him, because different people have different opinions about him, but there he is, Mr. Andy Van Slyke.
Yep.
The 85, because wanted to show it's an 85 design, so there it is.
Yep.
But overall, really cool. Topps, please do something like this again. I want no current players in it. I want old, I don't care if they're superstars, minor stars, but people that the fans enjoyed.
You know what might be interesting is if they would marry the two, for lack of a better term, but take the Top Heritage theme and do that, but use the fan favorites. So give us a Bob Gibson in a 1985. I know they've done that here or there, but just make the whole set like that. But again, pick fan favorites so we can get guys like Mike Shannon in there, and
I'd rather them go that route and get rid of it. I mean, I love Heritage, it's pretty cool, but I mean, I don't know, I don't see the reason to continue that particular set run. They did 1975 this year. And since it doesn't correlate with the current year that you're in either in any sort of way. So I don't know why they did it in the fashion that they did, but I'd rather them just go back to this particular way of doing this, the archives / I think you could do it, call it Archives Heritage or something, but do away with one of them at least, please. They have too many sets.
Absolutely, way too much out there. Or take either the Archives look and feel or Heritage, and for the love of God, please, Topps, do something with the Cardinal Hall of Famers. I mean, I think you're missing the boat for all teams. Just do something with the Hall of Famers, and do it over the course of do one year, skip a year or two, and put them on the 1975 design, put them on the 59 design, put them all on the 52, whatever. But I just think that, again, if you're trying to reach kids who are collectors and you're trying to pass the torch from people like Andy and I on to kids and eventually grandkids, blah, 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 then, put the fan favorites out there so we can tell people about how great John Tudor was, how great Keith Hernandez was, how great Andujar is. Yeah, we all know about the Stans and the Lews and the Gibbies. Those are easy ones. But when you see, I'm going to use this guy one more time. If you see John Tudor, you can tell the story of, how he started off the season 1-7 and then turned around and finished the year with, what was he, 21 and freaking 8. He just off when it was either his brother or a pitching coach from high school found a little glitch and said that he was too busy showing too much of the ball and he was tipping his pitches. Once he corrected that, fine. All kinds of stories like that. You can tell the story of Cha-Cha, and Huli to a lot of folks if they would go back and start doing that sort of stuff. So, on that note, you want to close us out?
Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Please subscribe, and we're going to get these out in a quicker fashion moving forward as the summer has concluded and our schedules are in better shape. But again, thanks for joining us, and find us on the X, what we got, the X, Facebook, Instagram, Threads,
and now our YouTube channel here.
And YouTube. There you go. Subscribe, everybody. Thanks again. We will see you next time with another edition of Bird Brain 66.
Thanks, everybody.